Hello, my loves. Welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. If you don't know how this works, I've got 3 sets of cards here. We've got set number 1 represented by fluorite, set number 2 represented by sunstone, and set number 3 represented by amethyst. Take a moment, take a breath, and see which set of cards you are most drawn to, and that will be your reading. You may find that you're drawn to 1 or 2 sets or all 3 of them, and that is perfectly fine. There's no wrong answers here. You just might need a little bit more information this week. All right, so with that, we are going to get started. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way. All right, we're going to start with set number 1. We have got impatience, and I'll read that to you in a moment. Strength in reverse. Get down, Seamus. Here comes a cat every week. 6 of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. Okay, let me read the card for you. I apologize for my kitty. All right, so we have impatience. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. All right, and that can be very hard to accept, right? I think we are all at a point right now where we are feeling very impatient. We want things to get better now. We want things to change now. We're all ready for this pandemic to just end. The political world is crazy. Everything is just upended, and everyone's feeling that right now, so it's easy to feel impatient. And this strength card in reverse is very much that energy too. It's really drawing from that impatient energy, and when you draw from that impatient energy, and you kind of get that like restless feeling, it can deplete you, and it can make you feel very worn out, and you are a strong person, but you're not feeling that right now, right? It's you just feel like that's kind of just all leaked out of you. But with the strength card in reverse, there is also a strong sense of your inner strength is just right there waiting to be used. It's all about accepting the way things are right now. Very difficult to do. Bringing on that patience, allowing yourself to feel a little bit patient, and just taking a big deep breath and saying, okay, I can't force things to be perfect right now. I can't change everything right now. So I'm going to try my best to make it through. And that can be very difficult, but we don't want this like worn out feeling to really take over, right? And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Now the 6 of Pentacles is upright, but I'm actually feeling some reverse energy from it. I'm feeling imbalanced, and again, that's going to tie into this strength card in reverse and this impatience. With the 6 of Pentacles is a reminder that there's a cycle to life, and there's a lot of give and take in life, and you want to be very willing to give, and you want to be very willing to share of yourself. At the same time, when you are feeling this way, when you are feeling depleted, there comes a time when you have to say it's okay to reach out and receive from people in order to build yourself back up, in order to feel that strength again. And when that doesn't happen, things get out of balance, that cycle isn't moving nicely. You got like a kink in the chain, and it just again leaves you feeling just like you're not all there. You're not feeling very steady. And I think a lot of us tend to, when we are in a position where we need help, whether it's, needing help with something at work, needing a friend to help you move, needing help with a relationship, or even financial assistance, it's a lot of us tend to be a little bit too humble about it, and you don't want to reach out and ask for help because you don't want to be a burden, and you also don't want to be seen as weak. You don't want people to see this part of you right now, and this isn't weak, but this is how you feel. And you don't want to appear weak or needy, and you also don't want to put pressure on people and feel like you're a burden. Unfortunately, when you hold back like that, it kind of expands that cycle, and it makes it heavier for you. And when we're resisting help, we often end up putting ourselves in a position where we end up needing more help down the line, because we weren't willing to accept it. At the same time, while it's important to be able to accept help, it's important to be willing to give as well. So, you want to share your wealth, and wealth isn't always just about money. And if you're in a position to share your wealth, if you're in a position to give money, absolutely do that. Give to charity. I will drop my PayPal information if you're interested in sharing money, but seriously, if you are interested in that, if you're able to do that, do it. But wealth is also your time. It's your talent. It's your abilities. It's your wisdom, so when you can share that, give freely. Again, it's a cycle. So just like you don't want to be so unwilling to accept help, and you don't want to be so unwilling to receive, you want to remember that giving is amazing. It's a good thing. You should always be willing to give when you can. At the same time, don't let people take so much from you, and don't allow yourself to get depleted, right? Don't give so much that then you're imbalancing yourself again in another way, so it's about keeping it in a very, easygoing cycle, keeping it balanced. And we're going to move over to the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is very steady, secure, grounded, and practical energy. And this is going to be all about having our practical affairs in order. And that ties in with patience as well. Sometimes when you're dealing with the more tangible things in life, such as your finances, relationships with people, there's a tendency to want to rush through things, a tendency to want to be kind of impulsive about things. And he's over here like, no, maybe not. Let's be practical. Let's take things like one step at a time. Let's move through this kind of slowly, because rushing isn't really going to help right now. And rushing through things and being impulsive isn't really going to take us to a good place. It's going to knock us out of this balance here, and it's going to keep us in this like low energy, low strength area. So I want you to, just keep an eye on your practical matters. For some of you, this is going to be finances. For others, it's going to be related to things going on with work and school. And then for others, it's also going to be dealing with your relationships, whether it's friendships, family, romantic relationships. We're just taking things slow this week, and we're being patient. We're letting things unfold naturally this week. And, don't feel like out of sorts with this reverse strength card. You are a very strong person, and you have a very deep inner strength. And so this week, take the time to connect with that inner strength. Remember that strength that you have, but also remember that your strength is more of a calm power. So, when you're dealing with everything that's going on, and when you're dealing with life and other people, you want to utilize that calm power, and you want to approach things again in that practical, stable, and grounded way, rather than being overly aggressive. This isn't the time to like really roar. It's not the time to be like, you want to be assertive, but not aggressive. I say that a lot, but, this isn't brute force and big power, and it's not like an explosion of power or strength. This is your calm power, and this beautiful inner strength that you have, that you want to connect with, and other people are going to be attracted to that, and that's going to also kind of be a beacon for other people. When they see your patience and your inner strength, it's going to sort of calm them down as well, and it benefits everybody. But again, kind of some slow energy this week. We're just taking things as they are. We're looking at things very practically. No head in the clouds, no dreaminess. Not saying it's bad to dream, but, just be realistic about things this week and try to keep yourself in balance as well. And just remember to have patience, even though at this time it is very difficult. Okay? All in all, not a shabby reading at all. No? All right, and so we are going to start with set number 2. I'll put that right there. All right, so your oracle card says change, and I'll read that for you in a moment. We have got the 7 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. The Page of Swords. Very interesting. And the 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay. All right. I need some of you to touch base with me with this 4 of Wands in reverse. I think in the last 4 readings that I have done, this 4 of Wands in reverse has appeared in at least 3 of them. A lot of you keep having this energy come up over and over again, which, something is unresolved, most definitely. So I want to hear what's going on, if you would like to share that with me. And let's read this. All right. It says, change. Don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action. You can say to love, just show me the first step and change me into the one who can take it. Right. So again, so much going on in the world today, in our lives, both externally and internally. And I feel a lot of decision fatigue, especially with this in reverse and this change card. When you have so many things that you need to do, you have so many obligations, so many of like this, all the adulting that you have to do. There's a million and one things that just need to be done, and so many things are pulling on you and depending on you, and you're aware of that. You're aware that you need to get things done. You're aware that you need to take certain actions and make certain choices. You're totally, completely in tune with that. You don't deny it, right? But you're stuck. Because you have so much that you have to think about. You have so many things that you need to decide about. You have so many actions that you need to take right now. And it's all just like, it's too much on your mind right now. And it's leaving you feeling like this, like I said, decision fatigue. Like the words decision fatigue are just very big in my head right now. Because it's just so much on you. And so this is coming as a reminder that, it's very basic, but it really is true. When you have so much that you have to do, and you have a lot of obligations, and yes, it's wise to meet all of those obligations, but take things one step at a time. Pick one thing. It doesn't have to be the most pressing thing either. It could be the thing that you're able to handle right now. Pick that one thing and get it done. Meet those needs. Say thank you, move on. Pick the next thing, get it done, meet those things, thank you, and move on. Take things one at a time. I feel like a lot of you are trying to feel like this superhumanness and trying to get it all done. There's a pressure that so many of us are feeling right now, but it can't be that way right now. It's all about just getting one thing done at a time, and not being perfect about everything, not being perfect about getting everything done. The phrase, progress, not perfection, that really fits in here. I've got this Page of Swords in the middle of this stagnant and stuck energy and this stagnant and stuck energy. Here I'm feeling there's like for some of you, there's like an upheaval, a lot of change going on within jobs, and a lot of change going on with how relationships with other people. And again, within jobs, it can be with your coworkers, restructuring at work. But even in home life, your relationships with the people that you're living with, the relationships with your friends, those closer relationships, not so much like people that are on like the outside. And again, this card has come up so many times in recent weeks, and there's conflict with it, and, things changing, things restructuring. And you kind of have to go with the flow at the same time. For some of you, again, as in recent weeks, there's going to be people trying to pull you down into drama. There's going to be people's negative energy and their conflict that's trying to affect you. And it's pulling you back from what you need to do. It's pulling you back from this step that you need to take right here, because you're stuck here and you're so invested with what's going on here. And if I remember correctly, in the last few weeks, this Four of Wands in reverse has almost always appeared with sword cards. And that's focusing on the need to, like, you gotta cut through the bullshit, communicate bluntly, but not mean. Like, not that mean kind of blunt. Just be upfront and forward, but not like that asshole blunt way of communication. But she here is like wanting to cut through the bullshit in these two cards. The Page of Swords is pretty youthful energy. Very childlike, very enthusiastic, and has a great sense of wonder, and this willingness to explore new ideas, and this willingness to communicate and do things in a new way, and an enthusiasm for a new vision. There's new beginnings here, but they're not very quick, right? So we're not being impulsive and quick with this week. Even though there's new beginnings here and a movement forward and some new ideas that really need to come out, there's also an aspect of guarding yourself and keeping yourself guarded and safe and being aware of what's going on around you. But I feel like a lot of you have an idea, or you are feeling sort of pulled to something new as far as how you present yourself to others. And for a lot of you, this is going to be a different way. You want to like reach out to people and you want to communicate, whether that's through writing on social media or a website, creating a blog, or even like a YouTube channel or something with like within the influencer sphere almost. You've got that going on, and it's new, and it's there's like this promise of a new beginning with it. At the same time, we're not going to explode that energy out. For now, put some feelers out for what you want to do and see what kind of feedback you get, and be open to exploring these new avenues in your life and be open to the feedback that you get. Conversely, use that energy to push these guys away. Okay, that's really, really needed. You really need to be upfront and clear when you're dealing with people. You also need to be upfront and clear with yourself. Again, we have this change energy, and, when you're prioritizing things, sometimes when you have so many things going on and you're trying to prioritize, you're like, oh, I have so much going on. I'm actually just going to prioritize watching season 6 of Schitt's Creek, which we should all do. But be honest with yourself about what you really need to do versus what you don't actually need to do. At the same time, balance it so that you're not like overextending yourself either. So change is happening for you. It's not going to be fast. We're not moving fast this week. We are not being impulsive. We're being aware of what's going on around us. We're being aware of people around us as well, and not getting pulled into this drama again this week. So do what you can to take simple, small steps towards your endeavors, and put some feelers out and be open to feedback. But no impulsivity this week, okay? All right, so just like the first set, not too shabby, not moving very quick, but nothing horrible, right? All right, set number 3, we have intention. The Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, ooh, and the Four of Pentacles. Right off the bat, before I read this, it hit me. Some of you, and I don't think it's not a lot of you at all, you need to speak up about how somebody has hurt you and tried to control you. Yeah, because they have like really taken some resources away from you. You need to speak up and call them out on their bullshit and their control. That is just for a few of you. All right, so we have intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. Beautiful. And the Ace of Swords is all about having clear intentions and having a clear vision. Okay, so outside of that previous message I gave, all three sets are very similar this week in that we have some very slow moving, grounded energy, and none of these sets this week are moving very quick. Again, no impulsivity here, and it goes against the grain, but it goes against the grain of what we normally tell ourselves, but we're not thinking outside the box this week. This is not the week to challenge things. This is not the week to think outside of the box. This is not the week to just be big and bold and contradictory to anything. This is a week to go with the flow while keeping your vision very clear in your mind. It's no big money moves this week. For quite a few of you, I want you to be very in tune with your finances. Normally with the Four of Pentacles, there's like a hoarding energy, and this is when you have success and when you have some material wealth or, good relationships, and you hold on to them a little bit too tightly because you're afraid of losing them. And you're afraid that if you don't hold on to it tight, and if you're not really in super control, or if you share it with people, that it's gonna be easier to lose. And that can work against you. But really this week, I'm feeling a lot of need to be honest about your financial situation, and also be honest with what's going on with work. And if there are loose ends that you need to tie up, get them tied up now. Oh my gosh, the phrase big money moves keeps on popping in my head, as in like no big money moves this week. We are on the straight and narrow. We are on a clear path this week. We are in the box this week. We are focused and clear, but we're not. Nope. Oh my God. So I hate the phrase big money moves, and it's completely petty because it reminds me of this certain influencer that I cannot stand, who uses that phrase a lot, but for whatever reason, it just keeps like it's just like these neon lights, that phrase in neon lights in my head, like no big money moves this week. So if you were thinking about being impulsive, if you were like, you know what, I don't need to cook dinner tonight, let's go to like some big restaurant, or you were gonna like, you're working on like a Walmart budget, but you want to go buy that Chanel bag, don't do it. Like, be really wise with your money this week. When you're communicating with people too, we're not going to be shaking things up too much this week. Now, I did say for some of you in the beginning, you have outside influences that have been a bit controlling, and because of their control, it's sort of like messed up your resources. It's taken your time, and it's messed up your resources, and you need to not hold back on communicating that. At the same time, we're not approaching that aggressively. You need to be very firm when you talk to them. You need to be very firm when you call them out on their shit. You need to be very clear and strong in your communications with these people. For the rest of you, when you're dealing with work and when you're dealing with anything in life right now, we're just going to play it safe for the week. You do have some beautiful energy here with this Ace of Swords, a nice little victory, a nice new beginning coming, but approaching that is just going to be in a little more safe way. As boring as it seems, sometimes boring is the right thing. So we're going to keep things practical. We're going to keep things wise. We're going to be very aware of our finances and our practical matters this week, and just take things slow and be very clear about everything. So no muddying waters, no, if you're discussing things with people, just be on the up and up, and no purple prose when you're discussing things with people. Just be serious and clear and upfront. And again, wow, like all 3 sets of readings this week are just, it's kind of like slow energy. It's just kind of like going with the flow, sitting and waiting, being patient and being okay with patience. Good things are coming. You got some good energy here supporting you. So you're going to meet that, but we're just taking it one step at a time. And, it's great to dream and have visions, but we're really not keeping our heads up in the clouds right now. We're a little bit more grounded, a little more structured. You want to keep yourself, very well organized and structured this week. Because it's going to benefit you. All right. So thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If you have any questions, if you need any of these cards clarified, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Sometimes we just need a little extra clarification, and that's totally fine. I hope you are all healthy. I hope that you are all safe, and I hope that you are all feeling loved. I send you a lot of love and blessings, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.